Hello, everyone. Let's try this again. Hello, everyone. Yeah, it's a celebration tonight. At this time, I would like to call up Mr. Greg Jones, President and CEO of Jones Technical Institute.
Thank you, Mr. Thornton. It's my pleasure to be the first one to welcome you all this evening. I believe that we're going to remain standing until the presentation of colors. Is that correct? Okay. So this is just like we were at work, guys. All of us on the stage, we just listen to Ms. Hammond tell us what to do. So, again, thank you, Mr. Thornhill. My name is Gregory Jones. I have the distinct pleasure and honor of being the president of Jones Technical Institute, which was nothing more than an idea some 9 years ago. It's my understanding that in a few short weeks, our enrollment for our occupational associate degree seeking students will near 500 students. And I'm extremely proud of you. For those family and friends, invited guests, loved ones that are in the audience this evening, if you have not been to Jones Technical Institute, you owe it to your graduate and you owe it to this amazing faculty to come visit with us. We have, as part of the 2021 graduating class, we have our very first commercial truck driving student participating with us this evening. That's important to mention because commercial truck driving is but a 4 to 8 week program, and as soon as those students graduate, they are over the road, and so they've never been able to participate with us before. So please give me a round of applause when we confer that certificate and we make a big deal out of our commercial truck driving student here this evening. A little bit later on in the ceremony, we're going to formally introduce our commencement speaker, but we have some important VIPs in the house with us this evening from Bozard Ford, and I recognize them separately because they have hired some 30 of our graduates over the last 5 to 6 years. They've hired 30 graduates. While we certainly recognize the Bozard family, our relationship with Bozard would not be what it is, what it's not been for Ed Roberts. So I want to give a shout out to Ed there. Thank you. Lastly, as Mr. Thornhill kind of opened up the evening, this is not a solemn affair. Family members, if you need to come up front to take photographs of your graduate, if you guys need to scream, you need to yell, you do it. Again, we are not in a funeral here this evening. So, without any further ado, let me be the first to congratulate the graduates of the class of 2021 of J-Tech. Nice job, ladies and gentlemen. Director of Education Thornhill will be our Master of Ceremonies. He's going to come up, he's going to welcome the color guard, the presentation of colors, and then we'll allow you good folks to sit down. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Please continue standing. At this time, I would like the First Coast High School Navy JROTC to come out, along with Cynthia Roman Suarez to come to the stage.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
Let's play ball. All right. Right now, I would like to thank our wonderful singer, Miss Cynthia Roman Suarez, for her beautiful singing. You all may be seated. Okay. Graduates, today is the day it all comes together. The culmination of sacrifice and hard work. For many of you, today would not be possible had it not been for the encouragement and support of your family and friends. Without them, achieving a college education would have only been a dream. Let us take a moment to give them the recognition they deserve. Graduates, I know you just sat down, but please stand up. So, what was actually supposed to happen were the graduates, I'm going to ask you to turn around and face your family and friends, please. And then, I was actually going to ask the don't keep turning around, graduates. I was actually going to have the graduates cheer and thank those individuals in the audience that are here to support them, that have paved the way for them to be here, for their success, and for them to move on to the next stage in their life. So graduates, please give the individuals in the audience a round of applause. Oh, you can do better than that, graduates. Thank you. Okay, guys, you're gonna have a seat. Today is more than a celebration of your achievement. It is a celebration of teaching and learning. It takes a skilled professional to effectively transfer knowledge from the textbook to the student. The memories of your teachers will endure long after the excitement of today passes, and then you leave us. Take comfort in knowing that your faculty has prepared you well for whatever lies ahead. I ask the members of the faculty to please stand and be recognized by the graduates. Faculty members, please stand. These ladies and these gentlemen that are standing before us have countless years in the industry. They have decided to dedicate themselves to something that is higher than themselves. It's the opportunity to give back to a community that is starving for education, that is starving for technical expertise. And these ladies and gentlemen put it on the line every day to ensure that your graduates have what they need to be successful. So to you, I would like to say thank you for all that you do. I want to thank you for showing up daily. I want to thank you for putting the students in this institute first. And I want to thank you for your dedication and hard work. So again, thank you, instructors. You may be seated. Lastly, countless employees have worked behind the scenes to make your experience at J-Tech as seamless as possible. Our staff has been with you every step of the way. Would the administrative staff please rise? These are the people that are sort of in the background. You never really get to see them unless you have to see them for a certain reason. Many of them provide the financial aid, the administrative expertise, the admissions opportunities for your students. They supply the support that is needed for someone to make it through 21 months of a degree. It is these individuals, along with the instructors, are the backbone of the institution, and without them, we would not be successful. So again, thank you, administrative staff, for being who you are and doing what you're doing. Again, we could not do this without you. So thank you again. As I back up, at this time, I would like to bring a gentleman up. He's been here 3 years and running, so he probably was wondering what I was doing, because I don't know. But now I do, because I was told. I'm sorry, Mr. Pastor McKenzie, I got a little ahead of myself. But would you all allow Mr. Pastor McKenzie from Hope Lutheran Church to come up and give us the invocation?
Thank you. It's a privilege and an honor to be here. Thank you for letting me be part of your special celebration. And before I actually get into the opening prayer, I'd just like to share a few words. There's a book in the Bible called Philippians, and there was a man named the Apostle Paul. He was a follower of Jesus Christ. And he said, forgetting what lies behind and straining forward to what lies ahead, I press on toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. Well, for him, that goal for him was to become more like Jesus each and every day, and then when he got to heaven, he would fully attain it. And as I was thinking about tonight, I was thinking how you graduates have already done a couple of things that the Apostle Paul did. First of all, you were goal-oriented. You had a goal. That goal was to enroll in JTech. That goal was to become a commercial truck driver, a auto mechanic, a diesel mechanic, or whatever other program. And I'm sorry, JTech is expanding so rapidly and quickly in its programming and that I can't keep track of everything. So if I left somebody out, please accept my apology in it. But also, you had challenges, right? So when you came through the doors and you paid your money, no one said, okay, here's your certificate. Now you're an auto mechanic. Now you're a diesel mechanic. Now you're a commercial truck driver or whatever professional program that you enrolled in. No, you had challenges. You had to pass written tests. And especially those of you that are in the commercial truck driving program or it was the auto mechanic program or the diesel mechanic program, you had to take practical tests, right? You had to demonstrate that you had mastered the practical skills. I want you to look at the person next to you and say, hey, congratulations, we made it! Let's party! So you've achieved one goal, you've conquered a number of challenges. If you have a job already, okay, you've got another goal. If you haven't gotten a job yet, That's one that you'll have to work on. But even as you get into the workforce, you still have a goal. In fact, you'll have this same goal every day. And that is to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And you'll have challenges, but I'm going to say, hey, I appreciate what you do, especially those of you that are auto mechanics and diesel mechanics, because man, you don't want to put a tool in my hand. Or commercial truck drivers, man, when I'm on the road and I see the long hours that you put in, the wonderful job, or whatever profession that you're in, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your dedication, your hard work, and for the contributions that you're making to me and all of our society as well. I want to thank the administration, your instructors, the support staff, your family members and friends, because, you know, we're on this journey together. Nobody journeys alone. We always have people that we journey with, and you have had some awesome people help you accomplish this awesome journey. So having said that, congratulations, and let me open with the opening prayer. Lord God, Heavenly Father, we just give you thanks and praise for this awesome evening and this awesome occasion as we celebrate this wonderful accomplishment, this achieving of the goals, the conquering of the challenges that these young men and women have achieved, that these graduates have achieved. We thank you for the hard work of the administration, for the instructors, for the support staff, for family and friends, for putting people in our life as they journey with us and they encourage us and they help us be the best version of ourselves that we could possibly be. So, Lord, just bless this celebration, because it's a celebration. And we make our beginning in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And all of God's people said, Amen. So let's party.
You guys better do what he said. Okay, I'm gonna get back to where I was at. Now, let me take a moment to introduce those seated next to me on the stage, from right to left. Here we have Lenny Bozar, Vice President of Bozard Ford Lincoln. We have Amy Hammond sitting next to her, who is the Vice President of Jones Technical Institute. And next to her is Mr. Greg Jones, our President of Jones Technical Institute. In the back row, we have Shantae Turnwall, who is the Dean of Students. We have, all right, we have Martin Torres, who is the 2020 Instructor of the Year. And he's shy. And then we have Mr. Buddy Key, Career Services Coordinator and 2020 Administrator of the Year. At this time, I would like to ask the employers of our graduates to stand and be recognized. Partners, our Bozard partners. I can't see very well. I can't see exactly who's over there, but I know you're there, and I appreciate you being here, supporting our institution, supporting our students, and paying them money. So thank you. Okay. Lastly, countless employees have worked behind the scenes to make, I did that one already, so I'm going to move on. All right, we're going to make it happen today. So, now I'm in the right place.
Are you sure?
I think so. I would like to now introduce Ms. Dean Shantae Turnwall to the stage to introduce the Student Awards.
worse, right? I'm just kidding. All right, guys, I'm so glad to see all of you here tonight. And I know now, sitting in these seats, it probably looked like the decision to increase your skills and knowledge by going through admissions was the easy part. It takes dedication to endure and succeed in gaining the skills for your future. Today, it is my pleasure to recognize those students graduating with honors. Your continued enthusiasm for knowledge will confirm your place as an essential worker. Will all of the honors graduates please stand and be recognized? Congratulations. You may be seated. This year it is my honor to further recognize those students that completed their JTech journey with a 4.0 GPA. Brian White, Alex Van Gorder, Jean King, Stan Lake. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you so much. You may be seated. It takes a lot to be here all the time, you guys know, and to make it through all of our terms with a 4.0. So congratulations to you. Up next, we're going to get to the Top Tech Award. No? Nobody cares about that? Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I've been hearing about it a little bit at the campus. So the Top Tech for our guests, the Top Tech Award is presented to our students by NAPA, a proud partner in education with Jones Technical Institute, really since our inception. NAPA's been with us, and in addition to the accolades that they give our Top Tech, NAPA offers our students discounts, scholarships, and employment opportunities. And with that, I ask the gentleman here from NAPA to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your partnership and continued support of our students. So I'm going to bring up some really important guys now. Mr. Kevin Shorey and Mr. Robert Vaughn to present Best in Class and Top Tech.
Okay, first we're going to start off with our Best in Class for Spring 2021. And our first award winner is Mr. Jeremy Erickson. And our next award winner from the Diesel Department, Mr. Benjamin Buckholz. And our automotive student, Mr. Jordan Dye. And another diesel student, Mr. Brian Burley. Okay, forgive me if I messed this one up, but another diesel student, Nicholas Mastro Giuseppe. One of my favorite students, Mr. Stanley Lake. Okay, before I announce the winner of the 2021 Automotive Top Tech, I just want to take a minute to congratulate all of you that made it this far tonight. You may not realize it, but only 60% of the people that start a post-secondary education program make it this far. You should all be very proud of yourselves as your family and friends are, and the faculty and staff of J-Tech are proud of you for doing that. So. Over the years, I've had many excellent students. All these years I've been teaching, and many of you are sitting here today. But then a student comes along who rises above the rest and begins to stand out from the crowd. And again, there are many of you sitting here today that have done the same thing. Then you have a student amongst those students who on many occasions goes above and beyond those students. This is just one of the qualities this year's winner has displayed. In my class alone, he was responsible for taking charge of many small projects that I personally wanted to accomplish, and took charge of repairing many of the training aids that we have at the school, and then also took charge of building some new ones for me that will be used in classes over the next few years. So doing that, he has left his mark on J-Tech, and he will be remembered here for many years. Some of the comments made by his instructor. He's very professional in all he does. He is a leader and helps his classmates, and is very humble when doing so. An excellent student in all aspects. His knowledge, attendance, participation, and his initiative should be a role model to everyone. He has the best leadership qualities that I've seen in a student in my 20+ years of teaching. Very responsible student, a born leader who will excel in all he does. And again, those are just some of the comments from his instructors. These traits that I just mentioned, I can vouch for because I've had him for a couple classes. So without further ado, I am proud to announce that the 2021 Automotive Top Tech recipient is Mr. Stanley Letti. Come on up, Stanley. You're gonna get out there.
Son. The stroll was courtesy of my class who knows that when you try to prove me wrong and I prove myself right, you get the stroll in the class. That's because, James, you are always right. When we get students in, it's like a Lewis Carroll quotation. Time has come, the Walrus said, talk of many things, of shoes, ships, ceiling racks, cabbages and kings. Makes absolutely no sense by itself. But if you were to read The Walrus and the Carpenter and the content and context of where it's placed, it makes perfectly good sense for the time that it comes up in the poem. That's probably what this diesel world looked like to most of you when you first came into it, a nonsensical poem. However, through hard work and dedication, you're sitting in front of me, so that proves to me that you had the will and you had the drive to get through. Like Mr. Shorey said, most folks don't do it. We've had sickness, we've had financial issues, we had family issues, we had all types of issues that draw students out of school. And that hurts, because as an educator, I want to see that smile, I want to see that look, I want to see those eyes open up when they get it. This young man had the look when he got there. This young man came in as if to say, don't worry, Mr. Vaughn, Mr. Watkins, Mr. Weeks, I got your back. Because he went out of his way when we gave him an assignment to figure out the assignment, and then he would come to class and not show everybody that I'm so smart and you're not, but he would help out his fellow students to the best of his ability. That's a JTech graduate. He would come to class as if he was a teacher and he was prepared to teach. Even if you thought you were staggering, he was ready to teach. He's ready to learn. He's ready to make sure that everybody around him learns something. That's a JTech graduate. Well, Mr. Vaughn, you're talking about top tech. What does that have to do with anything? Let me explain something to you. And my students will tell you, I told them, unless you're leaving here and opening your own shop, you have to work with somebody. And that person that you work with may need your help. If they need your help, they don't want you towering over them or looking up at them saying, I know it, you don't, go get it, not my problem. They'd appreciate if you would come in and say, hey man, ma'am, sir, let me show you how to do this. Because as a team, we'll get this done together. This person has qualities that made us chase after him for further education. He'll tell you that we bugged him and bugged him and bugged him and continue to bug him to this day to come on in and get some dealership training so you go out there and show some folks what to do. There's a crew back here in the back that will tell you, Mr. Vaughn don't play when they come down the day program. I will chase after you and I will tell you when everybody else tells you you can't do it, you can do it. And you can be good at it. He came in, he comes in, he works, he has the right attitude, and he cares about where he's going to school at. What else could you ask for? That's your top tech. Not only do they have it mentally, not only do they have it physically, they can get out there and do the work, but they have that leadership to show everybody else how to get it done. They have that caring to bring the crew through. Back in the Untouchables, Al Capone, being played by Robert De Niro, said, man can stand at the back, live a long day. That's individual achievement. But unless everybody else is brought along with him, and unless he works with everybody to make sure everything is done, then he's not a part of the team. This young man stepped up and was a part of the team. He led the team, he created the team, he pushed the team, and he made the team better. I personally saw him in my class make sure that 5 individuals who were having a hard time made it through heavy-duty breaks. Took it upon himself. They thanked me for sending him to help. I had to tell them, it wasn't me. I started to come up and I looked over and saw him over there and I said, they are in good hands. So if you can say something like that about a person, you know he is your top tech. Napa top tech is bestowed upon a young man who's sitting here looking at me like, who are you talking about? He knows I'm talking about him. Nicholas Mastro Giuseppe. Come on down. Sit down, but I messed up, I forgot something. You are looking at the first person in the country to complete the 4 days program.
Thank you, instructors, and congratulations to our top techs. You will be able to pick up these beautiful toolboxes at the campus. All right, up next we are going to talk about our 2021 Instructor of the Year and our 2021 Administrator of the Year. So I'd like to ask Ms. Lori Stowers to the stage, please.
evening, everyone. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the 2021 Administrator of the Year Award. The Administrator of the Year is not chosen by anyone at JTech other than you students. So it's very important to us to take a look at and see what everyone says and see who stands out among the rest. As Mr. Thornhill said earlier, the administration works tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure that all of the students are supported in everything they do. From financial schedules, from attendance issues, to career services, these people are standing by to support you, to help you balance your life with your school. I want to take a minute and read to you some of the things that you students said about this year's Administrator of the Year. Always willing to help people. Always there when I need help. Makes everyone feel welcome and cares about students. Involved, dedicated, and driven. And the one that I think sums it up the best, firm but nice. Please join me in congratulating the 2021 Administrator of the Year. You know her, you love her, Dean Turnwall. That's why I wouldn't tell you.
Goodness, you guys are going to get me, and that doesn't really jive with how I like to be, right? I just want to thank you guys so much. I couldn't be here or do any of the things I do without you. I love coming here and seeing you guys from the first day you started in admissions to where you're at now, and I can't wait to see you come back as alum and show us all of the wonderful things you're doing. And how many of you will be instructors in a few years? Couple of them, right? Nick, you've just been pointed out. So thank you guys so much. This means so much to me. I love all of you, and I am so proud of each and every one of you. Thank you. All right, well, next up to the stage, or to the mic, I am bringing up Mr. Martin Torres. You see him eagerly waiting to take his turn at the mic to talk to you about the 2021 Instructor of the Year.
All right, so good evening, graduates, family, the JTech family. This is a great occasion. I want to take this time to tell you guys and gals to realize that you will have many more of these if you work, you put your nose to the grindstone, right? You have to pay your dues. And if you've learned anything at JTech, it's just that. Put in the hard work, you will reap the rewards, I promise you that. The fact that this award is given to us by the students is really meaningful beyond explanation, because it comes from who it is that we're trying to reach, who we have to deal with and face every day, day in and day out. It's something I don't think I should be rewarded for, because it's a pleasure for me to be in front of most of you guys. I've had the pleasure of having most of you guys as students. Last year when I received the award, it was interesting because as opposed to being a peer, I was sitting out there with you guys, and just before they called the name out, it was interesting because every little group of students called out their own personal, who their choice would be. So it was great because I get that. Everybody, we all have our own. And then of course only one wins. So after hearing that, I hear my name, and now I have to come up here. And the first thing I say is, or one of the most important things I said is, on any given day in our school, there is somebody, all the instructors that are here around, who is an instructor of the day, of the month, of the year. I'm just a representative of how great we all are. On any given day, anyone is really a candidate for Automotive Instructor of the Year, and I really feel that way. One example is, you just heard Mr. Shorey and Mr. Vaughn speaking to you. Just two of the examples, and you guys know them, you've had them, so you know what I mean. That being said, I'm about to introduce the name of this year's instructor.
Well, actually, Mr. Torres, I'm going to do that.
Oh, God.
Please put your hands together for our 2021 Instructor of the Year, Mr. Martin Torres.
Thank you. I still feel the same way I do about the colleagues that I work with day in and day out. You got me a little bit. Oh, this is what I actually thought, and I may get in trouble for it, because I woke up today and I said, what if I'm going to win? They wouldn't do that to me because I was told I was presenting next year's, right? So, I have this year's, I have next year's, right? I'm going to walk into the office Monday and say, 2 plaques, I want to raise. Which, by the way, is what you guys can do. Put in the hard work, earn your status in the job, get your certifications, keep learning, and you can do the same when you're going to whatever employer you're at. Have a good night, guys. Enjoy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Torres. Congratulations to all of our award winners, to all of our honors graduates. Again, we are so proud of everything that you're doing and is still yet to accomplish. At this time, I'm going to bring Mr. Dan Thornhill back.
Thank you, Ms. Turnwall. I wasn't sure if she was going to let me come back up here to speak or not, but here I am. So, this is exciting for me because I moved to Jacksonville a little over a year ago, and had a chance to go to St. Augustine, and I always drive and hit the exit 318, but to the left of me, there's a Ford dealership, and I always look over there, I see the Ford dealership, and one day I decided to stop over there, and they have this restaurant called The Garage. Anybody ever been to The Garage? Yeah. The hamburgers with the buns, and the Ford stamp in there is just magnificent. Now, I don't even want to eat the bun, I just want to stare at it for a little while. But when I go over there, it's unmatched service, the people are friendly, the beer is cold. I can't complain about the people that are there, because they're there for one thing and one thing only, to provide great customer service. Now, I grew up a General Motors man, but you know, my father worked for General Motors for 57 years, and you know, that for an extremely long time. And but Ford, because of the people that are there, the people that are in the audience, the young lady that I'm about to introduce now, had made me change my mind a little bit about the Ford family, and I would gladly buy one day. The lady that I'm about to introduce, her name is Lenny Bozar. She was born and raised in Northeast Florida. She grew up right around that dealership in St. Augustine. Her grandparents opened that small family-owned dealership in 1949. Her father took over operations in the 1970s, and now Letti and her brother, Bo, are the third generation to operate the franchise. Much like the J-Tech family, who we have the fourth generation Jones up here, we have a third generation Bozard here as well, and that tells you something about the family business. Letti earned her bachelor's degree in business administration from Flagler College in 1997. College in 1997 and continued her education at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, completing a master's in business administration in 2000. After completing her studies, she entered into the banking field prior to taking a full-time role at the family's dealership in 2002. In her almost 20-year career at Bozard Ford Lincoln, Letti has completed the NADA Dealer Academy, numerous Ford and Lincoln high-level training programs, and participated in many pilot programs through Ford and Lincoln, working to develop the new generation of dealership processes. Her focus has always been centered around keeping the dealership on the leading edge of customer and employee experiences. She still lives in St. Augustine with her fiance Blake, while they raise 3 extraordinary daughters, Grace, Sarah, and Peyton. Letti has been active in the community on a personal level by supporting and serving on the board of many local organizations such as the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida, the St. Johns County Education Foundation, currently known as Inc., and the Women of Vision Fund, a scholarship program for women at Flagler College. It is Letti's greatest passion to deliver opportunities to our next generation. So without further ado, I would like to bring Ms. Lenny Bozar to the podium so that she can speak about her accomplishments and about what you guys should look forward to in the future. Letti?
Such a flattering and fancy introduction, but let's get to know each other real quick. We started this evening with the pastor telling us, let's party, and I take that as a personal challenge, okay? So we're the same. We're the same, I promise you, on that one, we are indeed the same. Is it okay if I move this? Do you mind? I don't want to mess up your spot because, you know, I want to get you in trouble. It is, I'm having so much fun with you guys. I have some fancy notes, but as we started and I found out we're not going to be fancy, I might be a little less fancy, but I'm still going to get across to you guys what I wanted to share with you tonight. It's definitely an honor to be here with you guys and congratulate all of your students or graduates on this accomplishment. And not to be a broken record, but it's so important, and I'm glad that everyone that's been at the microphone before me said it, but I also want to extend a huge thank you to your families and your support systems that are here or those that aren't, because there's not a whole lot of stuff that we do in our lives by ourselves. And it's great to see the group that's here tonight to support you guys. So thank you to the family and support systems that are here. And also, I definitely, as the first person I think to take the microphone, maybe except for the pastor, who is not a J-Tech employee, I want to extend a sincere thank you to everyone from J-Tech, number one, for having me here tonight. This is fun. Y'all are fun, I found that out, love that. But also for giving us the next group of professionals to enter into some industries that are not so patiently waiting for them. And I think that we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But so thank you guys very much for what you do to prepare these folks to come into industries like mine. I know we're not the only industry that you guys represent in your training programs, but on behalf of our industry, thank you guys very much for everything that you do to prepare them. As I started to sit down and type what I was going to say tonight, it was super boring at first. I was like, okay, my name is Lenny Bozard. I am the co-owner of Bozard Fort Lincoln in St. Augustine. You know, get all that stuff out of the way that I definitely couldn't mess up. And then I said to myself, okay, well, we're at a graduation. I'll tell them where I went to school. And I literally started to type out, I have a master's in business administration and aviation from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. And as I typed it, the first lesson to say that I want to share with our students tonight, and I'm going to share with you guys kind of 3 lessons that I've learned in my career, in my 20 years of doing what I've been doing that I can truly pinpoint are things that contributed to my success, both personally and professionally. And as I typed that long mouthful of a degree out that says aviation and aeronautical, and I thought these people are going to be thinking I'm crazy. Like, what does she have an aviation degree and she's working at a car dealership? Like, what is that even about? And it actually brought right into my mind the first lesson that I want to share with you guys tonight. I can promise you that I don't know anything about an airplane other than to get on one and go on vacation. That's all I got. I don't know anything about it. You don't want me to fly your airplane. I also didn't aspire when I was younger to fly airplanes. I didn't change my career midway. I really don't have anything to talk about aviation. But it's kind of a cool story of why I have that degree, how I got there. And it makes the point that I want to make with you guys first really, really well. So when I was in my early 20s, my husband at the time was in the Navy. We had a 3-month-old baby. And we moved from St. Augustine, Florida, Pensacola, for a few months, to a little air station in the middle of the desert in Reno, Nevada. I had lived in Florida my whole life, right about 20 miles from the beach. And I was headed to the desert, not having a clue what to do with this baby, or this husband, quite frankly. And there I was, right? I had a bachelor's degree from Flagler in business. My family owned a car dealership. Maybe that was going to be in my path one day. But I really actually had interest in the banking field. That's kind of where I thought I was headed. And I decided once we got out there that I wanted to go and get my master's degree. There was a university about an hour away from the base that we lived on, and they had a master's program that I researched. So the base had an education office, and I went down there, and I needed to find out where I could take this one specific entry test to get into grad school. I needed a score from this test to put with my application. And so I go in, they're super friendly, I tell them what I'm looking for, and the ladies in the office tell me, well, there's a gentleman, he's the education officer from the base, and they were kind enough to tell me that he was a little grumpy, which was good information, good intel for me to walk in there as a 23-year-old, but he would have the information that I needed. So I go in there, studying myself for the grumpy guy, convinced he was going to like me whether he wanted to or not, but mostly convinced that I was going to get this information out of him because I had a plan. I had already picked the school, I had already picked the program, knew exactly what I was going to do during this 3 years that we were sitting in the middle of the desert. And I tell him that, I tell him I'm looking for some information on how I can take a GMAT test. And he starts asking me all these questions. He's grumpy, but he's still asking me these questions about what am I interested in with this degree? Why do I want this degree? What am I going to do with it? Whatever. And I'm being respectful and I'm answering him, but I'm really not interested in answering his questions because I'm really there to get the information I need and move along about my plan. And so we get through it, and it took like 40 minutes, and in my brain, I'm smiling, but in my brain, I'm like, dude, just give me the phone number. I'm just here for what I need. And so finally, he hands me a piece of paper, and he says, here's the phone number and the location where you can take the test. And then he says, well, I want to let you know, we have a master's of MBA, Master's in Business Administration and Aviation, right here on the base runs through Embry-Riddle's extended campus program, and you can get it right here. And I said, yeah, thanks so much. My family owns car dealership. I think I'm into banking. Thanks so much, but no thanks. And he's been grumpy this whole time, just dry, super dry. He was 43, I was 23. At the time, 43 is like an old guy. Right now, I'm completely offended by that, by the way. But at the time, I'm like, this dude is boring, right? Well, finally, because I tell him no, thank you, but no thank you, he kind of looks at me over his glasses and he says, well, let me tell you something. And he smiled for the first time in the whole 45 minutes. He said, one thing I can tell you no matter what you choose is whether you're talking about McDonald's or you're talking about Boeing, business is business is business. And he goes, and I won't make you take that stupid test or drive an hour each way. So I spent the next 2 years right there with him. And we talked a lot about Boeing, and we talked about airport management, and we talked about financial statements, and quite frankly, he was exactly right. And still to this day, whether you own a technical school or whether you own a car dealership, there are some things in there that are kind of all the same, right? And it ended up being a fantastic degree, and a fantastic experience for me. But the lesson in it was, and it's the first time I think I can remember in my life where I truly learned this lesson, and I kept it ever since, was that a lot of times we decide exactly what our plan is going to be, and there are opportunities that we don't have any clue about. They come from where we're not looking for them. Sometimes we even stand in the way of them. And I was certainly trying that day to stand in the way of an opportunity that I didn't know about, because I was trying to get my information and get out. But at the end of the day, I had a classroom environment that ended up being better for me. Instead of 1,000 students in an auditorium, I was in this small classroom with these really cool people, lots of application, lots of hands-on stuff. And I ended up learning, I think, in hindsight, so much more than I would have learned if I had gone the direction that I had planned. So the first lesson I wanted to share with your graduates tonight is just that, opportunities are often in places that we're not looking for. So don't close yourself up and be so strong-headed in the direction that you think is the only direction that you can go in, and miss out on some of those hidden opportunities. I walked in there that day determined to have him give me exactly what I wanted, and ultimately he gave me so much more. Talking about education and degrees kind of rolls me right into the second thing I wanted to share with you guys. You guys are finishing a program, right? A section of your life called school, where your conscious, your subconscious, everything about you is like, I'm supposed to be learning during this period of my life. And just because that time is over, maybe the classroom schedule is over, the structure of school is over, it doesn't mean that you have to or should stop being a learner. The second thing I want to share with you guys is the idea of being a lifelong learner. Whether it's society, whether it's our personalities, because obviously you guys are driven. It's been remarked a couple times tonight that you guys have finished something that a lot of people don't finish, so you clearly have drive. Whether it's something in your personality or whether it's just simply human nature, we all have the ability and are guilty sometimes of thinking that we know it all, that we've already learned it all, that we're the smartest person in the room. And if there's anything that I've learned time and time again, it's not like the first lesson that I learned it in a very specific interaction. This one I learned over and over and over again, probably every week. And that is that oftentimes I'm not the smartest person in the room. And oftentimes there's something I can learn from almost everyone and almost every experience. And having that mentality has allowed me over 20 years, number one, to be part of some really cool things because other people had really great ideas that I got to tag along with. But also has allowed me, instead of making me less than them, because maybe I wasn't the smartest person in the room, but made us all better. So the second thing I would share with the graduates tonight is to try to remember to be a lifelong learner. Just because you're finishing school doesn't mean you have to stop learning things. So, the last thing I want to talk about really quick is those first two lessons, they kind of apply to everyone, right? Don't miss out on hidden opportunities, be a learner, be a lifelong learner. They apply to us in our personal lives, they apply to our family members, everyone can probably put those into your brain somehow. The last thing I want to talk about is a little bit more specific to the folks in this room, us, me, you guys. It's certainly no secret in the car dealership world. It's certainly no secret in the JTech world. It's certainly no secret in a lot of industries that we need technicians. We need skilled and capable technicians, right? And that's true. I'm not going to stand up here and try to change that. If you guys have been told that, hey, this is a great career, you should do this. All these industries need technicians. They do need technicians. But I want to share something with you guys that I feel is really, really important for you to take forward with you. We don't, and I'm going to speak kind of on behalf of my industry. I know some of you are going into different industries. You're not all going to work at a car dealership or a mechanic shop necessarily, an automotive shop, but I'm going to speak for my industry, and I think it stands true with a lot of other industries as well. This industry doesn't just need a human body who can say, be technically prepared and trained to work on equipment, right? This industry actually needs who you guys are, you guys and gals, I'm using guys out there, who you guys are, right? Who you actually are as people, who you are as a generation. And we need you for exactly what you bring to the table. We don't need you to fill slots. Sometimes we think we do, and sometimes we act like we do. But we actually need you guys. I'll admit, and I think a lot of people will probably admit, I won't make you raise your hands, but if you are in your 40s or up, chances are you might have made a snide remark at some point about a millennial or Gen Z or any of those generations that you don't feel are like you, right? And here's the deal, it happens. But a little bit shame on us for doing that, because what's happening there, especially when it comes to work and when it comes to job roles like technicians. This thing's hot, y'all. Are y'all done with this? Okay, it's cool. It's cool. I'm good. When it comes to you guys, when it comes to the job roles, a lot of the job roles that you guys are going to be entering into, what's happening when we make those snide comments is we're comparing ourselves at work to you guys at work without taking into account the changes that have happened in the last 20 years in society and technology and all those things. We're saying, we're not going to do that. We're just going to compare each other, right? And that's really not comparing apples to apples at all. And it's really not fair. And it's not doing these industries any justice to do it that way. So I stood in the mirror when I was writing this a few days ago, and I was like, you will apologize to every millennial that you ever said anything bad about. I probably can't find them. But it's truly not comparing apples to apples. All of the products and transactions that happen in this world, almost all, I'm sure there's someone that makes soap somewhere that hasn't changed their, modality in a very long time. But for the most part, the transactions that we all have in our everyday lives have been changed by technology drastically in the last 20 years. And my generation, I'm in my mid-40s, my generation has learned that technology, but your generation has always known it. And that is a very different thing. It's a very different skill set. Some of us have learned it really well. Some of us have gotten on the bandwagon. There's 90-year-old grandparents that are like, I got this internet thing. I got technology. They're wearing Apple Watches, and I know something. But for the most part, we've all learned it, and your generations have always had it. You guys have a skill set that no one that's older than you or more tenured than you actually can have. And so, as you enter into whatever the next step of your careers are, at some point, you're probably going to encounter somebody that's got a whole lot more experience than you, somebody that's been doing it for 30 years, knows exactly what they're doing, has their process down, and by all means, my suggestion would be to give them their due respect. Absolutely. However, I would also suggest to you guys that you enter into those circumstances being very confident that you bring a very different and very important skill set to the table in our industry. And our industry needs you at that table. We need you to be yourselves. We don't need to condition you to be more of what it used to be. We need you to help us figure out what it's going to be. We need you to bring new ideas. We need you to bring new perspectives. We need you to bring your personalities to our team. You guys are so fun here tonight. Hopefully you're going to bring that to the places that you work. We also need you to be open and honest with us about what's important to you. We need to know what makes your job more efficient. We need to know what makes your job more enjoyable, because we need to stop comparing you to ourselves without taking into account all of the rest of the stuff that's changed. And probably most importantly, we need you to be persistent with sharing this, like I said respectfully, because sometimes we get our feelings hurt. But we need you to be persistent in sharing this with us when we fall into that "this is how we've always done it" mentality. We need you to help us through that. We need you guys to be a voice that continues to push us to the future to meet the needs of all of the consumers that we're all going to take care of. I didn't make a lot of my remarks tonight about the fact that I'm a woman in a male-dominated industry, because quite frankly, that's not what I wanted you guys to take away from our time together. But I can tell you that I've had my fair share of situations in my career where I was certainly the only woman in a room of probably this many people. And yeah, girl, you raise your hand. You can keep it up if you want. Keep it up. And I've had my fair share of those. And in all of those situations, the vast majority of people more experienced than me, and they were different than me. The difference happened to be gender, but that's really not the point I'm trying to make. They had more experience than me, and they were different than me. But I decided a long time ago that I thought I had something in me to offer, and I was going to bring whatever I had to offer to the table and respectfully serve it, even when it wasn't always what everybody wanted to hear. And I feel like that's made me proud of my contributions. I have certainly felt also proud that maybe I've been an example to women, that they can contribute if they have something to offer. But I think that you guys can do the same thing, not being women, but that you guys can be examples to your peers that you are a generation that's going to help move it forward, that you are going to speak up, and you are going to make your mark on an industry that is ready for you to make it smart, for you to make your mark. So the final lesson, really, just to kind of summarize everything that I just gave you there, is that you guys already have exactly what the industries need that you guys are heading into. All you have to do is participate in the conversations. So thank you guys for very much for letting me be part of your special evening. I hope everybody has a good time. And it's not in my purple folder, but let's party! Let's party!
This award to Letti is on behalf of Jones Technical Institute, its staff and students and administration. So Letti, thank you for being our guest speaker. At this time, I would like to bring up Mr. Greg Jones. And Ms. Amy Hammond.
Thank you, Dion. And thank you, Letti, for assisting us in celebrating the 145 associate degrees that we are conferring tonight and the over 150 commercial truck driving diplomas that we are conferring tonight. Pretty proud moment for JTech. And for the class, the graduating class of 2021. Well, family, friends, employers, distinguished guests, it is time, the time that we've been all waiting for. The moment is here. Before I present the graduating class of 2021, I'd just like to take one moment to tell you something that's really important to me. You're welcome. It's about traditions, guys. and every family has them, and we are one big happy family. Sometimes dysfunctional, but happy nonetheless. In my family, when every single graduate walks across any stage, whether it be high school, trade school, college, master's degree, doesn't really matter, they all get a copy of Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. My very favorite doctor. The one with the best advice, in my humble opinion. So I have a little poem for you. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. So be sure when you step with great tact, and remember, life is a great balancing act. Will you succeed? Yes, you will. Indeed, 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains, and we all can't wait to see. Without further delay, I'd like to ask Mr. Jones to join me at the stage so that I can present the 2021 graduating class. Mr. Jones, it is my pleasure to present these candidates. They have all met the requirements of the Institute and come to you with the recommendation of the faculty that you confer upon them the Occupational Associate's degree or the Diploma in Commercial Truck Driving with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Easy for me to say.
Good evening once again. Will the candidates who are receiving occupational associate degrees in automotive technology, diesel technology, and a diploma in commercial truck driving please stand? And by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Jones Technical Institute, and in accordance with the laws governing higher education in the state of Florida, it is my privilege to confer upon you the Occupational Associate degree or Diploma in Commercial Truck Driving with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations, Class of 2021. Before being seated, following the instructions of your ushers, coming forward to receive your diploma, you have one more job left to do, graduates. Please move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to ask that you please be seated one more time before coming to the stage. Mr. Thornhill, I think you have some folks to invite to the stage. And let's get the show on the road. Good job, ladies and gentlemen.
At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Edgar Flores and Mr. Steve Hagman to the stage to announce graduate names. Ushers, would you please take your places? Graduates, you will follow the usher's instructions as you are released section by section to come to the stage.
Whoever the first usher is to bring their robe forward should begin that process. Graduates, as you walk across the stage and you take your diploma cover, hold it upright. We're going to get a photograph and a handshake. Please stand with me, smile, and look at the photographer as you come across the stage.
Anthony Roy, Diesel Technology with honors. Robert Bellwood, Diesel Technology with honors. James Bennett, Diesel Technology. Nicholas Borkowski, Diesel Technology with honors. Benjamin Buchholz, Diesel Technology with honors. Michael Paget, Diesel Technology with honors. Ann Machado, Diesel Technology with honors. Nicholas Mastro Giuseppe, Diesel Technology with honors, top 10. Jasmine Easley, Automotive Technology with honors. Brandon Gonzalez Ocampo, Diesel Technology. Zachary Batten, Diesel Technology. Romeo Perez, Diesel Technology with honors. Adrian Acevedo, Diesel Technology. Ryan Henderson, Diesel Technology with honors. Marcus Gibson, Diesel Technology. James Stover, Diesel Technology with honors. Justin Bailey, Diesel Technology. Cassidy Mays, Automotive Technology with honors. Jeremy Erickson, Automotive Technology with honors. Oscar Uribe, Diesel Technology. Jonathan Morales, Diesel Technology. Sherelle Dudley, Automotive Technology. Nathan Petrie, Diesel Technology. Brian Josue Zelaya Paz, Automotive Technology with honors. Thomas Lee, Diesel Technology with honors. Jonathan Williams, Automotive Technology. Ian Conley, Automotive Technology with honors. Deshaun Ware, Automotive Technology. Andre Williams, Automotive Technology. Brian Beltran, Automotive Technology. Adam Davis, Automotive Technology. Stanley Lake, Automotive Technology with honors, Top Tech 2021. Gene King, Automotive Technology with honors. Michael Slenzak, Automotive Technology with honors. Jaquez Jackson, Automotive Technology with honors. Jacob Alexander, Automotive Technology. Sebastian Holton, Diesel Technology with honors. Brian Burley, Diesel Technology with honors. Sean Dorian Ringer, Diesel Advanced Technology Education, A program. Jair Hartman, Automotive Technology. Dylan Glover, Diesel Technology. Owen Lodeholtz, Diesel Technology with honors. Marshall Owen Darling, Diesel Technology. Daniel Stanley, Automotive Technology. David Higa, Automotive Technology with honors. Travis Tyler Henley, Diesel Technology with honors. Rafael Rodriguez, Automotive Technology. Christopher M. Rhodes, Automotive Technology with honors. Jared Price, Automotive Technology with honors. Joshua D. Kellogg, Diesel Technology with honors. Quentin West, Automotive Technology. Quentin Williams, Williams, Automotive Technology. Joseph Wilson, Automotive Technology with honors. Joshua Corbett, Diesel Technology. Ashley Early, Automotive Technology. Brian White, Diesel Technology with honors. Ronnie Smith, Diesel Technology with honors. Aaron Tibbetts, Automotive Technology with honors. John Angel Diaz, Diesel Technology. Austin Schroeder, Automotive Technology. Gage Wexler Sauter, Automotive Technology. Kedarin Smith, Diesel Technology. Imani Bright, Diesel Technology with honors. E. Tomlin, Diesel Technology with commercial truck driving with honors. Todd Smith, Diesel Technology. Jamia E. Nelson, Diesel Matthew Sneed, Diesel Technology. Quishan Ashley, Diesel Technology. Anthony Levy, commercial truck driving. Michael Moransky, Diesel Technology with honors. Dennis Acevedo, Diesel Technology with honors. Thomas Westbury, Diesel Technology. Alexander Van Gorder, Diesel Advanced Technology Education with honors. Richard Rath, Diesel Technology. Charles Wade, Diesel Advanced Technology Education. James Colby Chastain, Diesel Advanced Technology Education. Kevon William Smith, Diesel Advanced Technology Education with honors.
At this time, I would like to bring up Mr. Buddy Key.
All right, we ready to wrap things up? Graduates, moms, dads, family, y'all check out for a minute. This is my last time to get to talk to them. All at one time, anyway. Seemed like yesterday, y'all were really one of my first classes when I came in 2 years ago. Boy, y'all have been a handful. I bet. But you made it. Real quick, class. You have lived, worked, and kept going through one of the hardest times in the history of the world. And you didn't quit. You stayed the course. You kept going through it. Some of you had to take time off. Some of you had to deal with tragedies. But you did not quit. You finished tonight. First thing is two things I want you to leave here with. Whether it's sitting around the lunch table, in the break room, hanging out in the hallway in the commons area, or one of the suites, you shared your hearts, you shared your dreams. Tonight you begin to fulfill those dreams. Because when we leave here tonight, I want you to think this way. I want you to change your thinking. And I'm going to post the video on the alumni page next week. So if you're not on the alumni page, get on it. So we can keep you in place, all right? We're going to put this. This was shared with one of our leadership groups by Mr. Jones. And it's very simple. I'm not going to give it all away, but it's very simple. It asks this question. Do you look at your job, your life, and everything you have to do as I've got to do this? Or do I have the opportunity that I get to go to work? That I have a physical body that will help me to go to work, provide for my family, and provide for my family well? I get to. Do I get to go out or do I have to? Do I got to go out and play with the kids? Or do I get to go out and spend time with my children? Have I got to go next door and help the neighbor or help a friend? Or do I get to invest in a relationship? You change your mind because, folks, the mind is a battlefield. Your mind will defeat you on your job before anybody you're working beside. Your mind is a battlefield. You've got to take on that battle and win that battle by changing those two little words. Don't look at life as I've got to, but I get to. Those opportunities, there's more to come. Get on the alumni page. Real quick, that wasn't a commercial, I promise. Secondly, talking to many of you over the years, I've seen you share your hearts, your dreams, your difficulties. And I'm glad that one table in the break room doesn't have any recorders in it. Because we've had some great conversations, right? Okay. But here's the thing I want you to remember, folks. This is so important. You've asked questions like, how do I know I'm going to make it out there? Man, I feel like I know the training, I've got it, but who's going to have my back? My instructor's not going to be with me, and I know my instructor's got my back. Man, my admissions counselor's not going to be there. They've had my back all the way too because they've had to bounce on my head a few times to make sure I was in class. Who's going to have my back? Graduates, I want you to remain seated. And for the rest of you, this is a participation. And I want you to listen closely. If you are a family member of a graduate, please stand quickly. Please stand and remain standing. If you are a family member of a graduate, if you are a friend of a graduate, if you are a friend of a graduate, you may work with them, please stand. If you are an employer of a graduate, please stand. If you are a member of Team J-Tech, please stand. Graduates, look around this room. Look, I want you to turn, look around, look and take a good hard look. Graduates, look at me. You'll never be alone in this battle. You'll never be alone in this thing called life. You've got an entire army that's as close as the telephone, Facebook, text, whatever you want to communicate. And we're not going anywhere. We're still going to be right there at 8813 Western Way. Come see us. Graduates, we love you. Look forward to seeing you. Go get your dreams, graduates. Thank you.
Just as a final note to self or to you, when you leave, caps and gowns must be placed in the boxes provided in the lobby before you leave. Please keep your tassels as a keepsake. Guests, please remain in your seats until the recessional is over, and our ushers will release each row to exit the venue. We would ask that all guests and graduates please remain socially distanced as you exit the venue. Ushers, you may release the graduates at this time.